Hello, so here I am again for the next video on my request list requested by one of my lovely subscribers and commenters. So this video today is for someone who is a life path 3, so the digits of their date of birth add up to and reduce down to 3, and they have a soul urge or a motivation number of a master 11. Now, the life path 3 is the most important number on anyone's chart. It is your path of evolution and development in this lifetime. So that infers, and always does, that the elements of the life path 3 is going to be difficult for a life path 3 to achieve, because that is their path to develop towards. So most life path 3s struggle with their emotional and creative expression. Now, this could be, they could struggle with their words, they could struggle with mutism, especially as a child. They could struggle finding the right words or being confident enough to even say what they want to say. They can feel totally uncreative when that's the opposite of what they are, totally creative. And sometimes they can struggle with dependence because they struggle to focus and they struggle to keep to any kind of schedule. So there's many difficulties in the energy of the 3, like there is in any other energy. And when the client has a life path 3, these are the difficulties that they're here to get by. So you're quite an emotional person when you're a life path 3, and you often struggle to control and express your emotions in a positive way. Your potential and purpose for this lifetime is to lift people up with their expression. But at your worst, your emotions can be quite destructive, and you can actually bring people down also with your emotions. And it's your purpose to get by that, to channel your emotions more positively and lift people up rather than drop them down. And that comes from expressing your emotions a lot more healthily. But your soul urge number 11 is motivated to heal others. Your soul urge 11 motivates you to be a messenger, a spiritual healer, and to care really strongly about the well-being of others. You have the motivation of a master energy, which means you want to heal the world if you could. You want to bring messages. You want to bring your empathy, your intuition, and use it to heal other people. And you want to express yourself in a way that heals everyone around you and the world. That's a lovely motivation number to have. And whereas it's not your talent quite yet, when you follow this soul urge number and when you follow the points of it and you take action on your motivation, you can develop this into a talent as well. And then when you add that to your expression number, this adds to your resources to help you achieve your life path 3. So let's get started and stop gabbling. So as a life path 3, your most important number, this is your purpose, is what you're here to achieve. It's your area of development in this lifetime. So you're going to find this difficult, but you're here to learn to be positive with your verbal expression, to express authentic, passionate, positive emotion through your creativity. Learn to be a confident, emotional, creative expresser and performer, speaker, creative artist. You're here to express yourself with emotional positivity to lift people up. And you can use your words, you can use sport, you can use art, you can use acting, you can use performance. The 3 is about emotional, authentic and passionate expression, where you lift the emotions of others. And of course, a 3 that is working towards that can do exactly the opposite of that to others when they're at their worst. They can really bring themselves and others down. So they're here to learn to be that lifter-upper, that confident emotional performer, the speaker, the creative artist, happy in front of an audience or centre of attention in a group of people, happy to enjoy the limelight, happy to be the centre of attention. You've got to learn to be more interdependent and less dependent. 3s like to be looked after. And, it's not just about being looked after. We need to give and receive in this world in equal measure. So the 3 needs to learn to be less dependent and more interdependent. Help out more and take a bigger share of the workload and the responsibility, because, it's not about getting looked after. You're here to be interdependent then, dynamic, courageous, taking action and expressing, executing your ideas, performing your ideas, but also listening to guidance from others to make sure that you're responsible and taking responsibility for your actions. Because when you are dynamic and spontaneous, sometimes you can do things without thinking. So it's really important that a dynamic 3 also listens to guidance and takes responsibility for their actions. And finally, you need to be a skilled networker, opportunistic, talkative, fun to be around, the ultimate life of the party, centre of attention. Now, as a life path 3, you're going to be horrified by this because this is going to be something that's really hard for you. That is the point. This is your life path. And you may or may not achieve all of this path in this lifetime. Not everybody does. You know, some people can achieve it, but not everyone can achieve the energy in one lifetime. You know, you're going to be working your whole life towards positive, confident, verbal or creative expression, to perform, to speak, to create, to use your body or your hands, whichever medium you like to do, and then courageously and dynamically execute those ideas to an audience or a group, and happy to show and be the center of attention, to be able to be the social butterfly, that charismatic and able to really draw people in and network and be opportunistic, you know, the person that makes everyone laugh, the life of the party. And this is going to take time for you to work towards. But your motivations, this is what drives you, means you have the desires of an old soul. You really want to be spiritual. You want to be psychic so you can help and heal others. You want to use your strong intuition and develop your intuition. You want to develop your ability to empathize and be able to look after others. You know, as a soul urge master 11, you really want to heal people, and you'd love to heal the world with your messages and with the positivity and love that you bring. You have a strong desire to be unique, to have unique creative ideas and messages, to be a nurturing leader, and to be interdependent. So you're great with people. You're great at bringing people together and developing relationships and healing those around you and the world. You're motivated to channel from source energy, especially new transformative messages and ideas that heal and teach other people great things to help them. And you also want to, you know, with your motivation to heal, you also have this motivation to also look after yourself, and, you know, and not spend all your time healing and not enough time looking after yourself. So your soul urge is about healing yourself, others and the world, by giving yourself, others and the world your time and your you know, you just want to be spiritual. You'd love to be a healer with spiritual powers where you can just touch someone and they'd be healed. You know, you'd love to do that. And you can use this need to look after others, this need to heal others, this motivation to serve and heal and make people's lives better. You can channel that through your life path 3 and learn to express all these positive intentions that you have positively. You can express all the spiritual wisdom and knowledge that you have been motivated to research and channel. You can use that and express that to others through your life path 3 to lift them up. So you could potentially use your motivation to develop your spirituality and become more knowledgeable and useful at in your spiritual practice, able to heal and channel and really do great things for people. You can channel that through your life path 3 and execute ideas that lift people up. That is using your motivation to support your purpose in this lifetime. So let's get round to the detail. 10 minutes into the video and we haven't even got to the elements yet. So I've split the life path 3 into between normally 10 but sometimes 9 elements. So first of all, the 3 is going to struggle with this, remember. So they're here to learn to express themselves. So you're here to learn to express yourself verbally, to inspire, inform and delight, which infers that you might struggle in some way verbally earlier in life, or maybe even still now, depends how old you are in this lifetime. You may struggle in some way verbally, chronic shyness, speech delay when you were young, maybe even a stutter, or even struggling to find the right words because you don't feel you have the vocabulary. Sometimes it's confidence and you don't have the confidence to speak up and speak your mind. And the 3 is here to develop that and express yourself verbally and authentically and positively, emotionally, in order to inform people and lift them up and delight them. So your life path needs you to express yourself verbally, to inspire others. But your motivation, your passion in the 11 means that you want to be able to channel and verbally express unique, groundbreaking messages and ideals with great skill. You want to bring a healing message to others, which you can channel through your life path 3. When you're in the zone with your motivation, when you're at your most motivated, you're driven to take confident risks to express your healing message. You're happy to verbally express your message and your unique ideas to people, to inspire them, to bring healing to them. However, you can struggle with low confidence in the 3, and left unchecked, it might cause you to hide your new ideas, and it might cause you to rely too much on validation from others, and then holding yourself back through low confidence and fear of judgment. You need to get by that. Validation is not what you're here to get in this lifetime. So support that life path 3 by answering your drive, your motivation to bravely express your unique healing message. And this will help you to develop your 3, because you'll be expressing yourself verbally and lifting people up by healing them. So support your life path 3 by answering your drive and motivation to be brave, to bravely express and confidently express your messages and ideas to bring healing. And to help you with this, full trust. So spiritual development is going to be really strong for you. Full trust in the intuitive voice that you've been motivated to develop will give you all the confidence and validation you need, because it's only the inner voice that will give you information that you can totally trust. Inner voice, use that to support your confidence. It's going to help you. You're also here to express yourself creatively. Now, why I've split these down is because, 3s, they might get past their verbal difficulties, but they can often feel totally uncreative. You need to express yourself creatively to inspire as well, to inform and delight. And the 3 can often feel uncreative, and then they stop and they struggle to progress or even start sometimes, and definitely finish any creative projects because they think it isn't good enough, or that if they carry on doing it, they might ruin it. Because they fundamentally doubt their creativity when it's something that they really need to show to the world. Excuse me while I just choke. So your life path 3 needs you to realize your creativity, okay? To express your creativity, to inspire your audience, your group, or whoever it is that's around you. Your drive and motivation in the Master 11 means that you want to channel new and creative, untapped, unique ideas. There's nothing copycat about the 11. It's about creativity and uniqueness. So you want to channel the new, the creative, and all the new messages. You want to develop confident, creative self-expression to inspire any audience. You don't mind being the center of attention when you're answering your motivation and you're at your most confident. Actually being in front of the audience and expressing yourself is quite motivational for you. However, this crippling underconfidence, can make you prone to procrastination. It can make you prone to not finishing creative projects and feeling that you're not good enough. You need to stop that voice within and really listen to your intuition and your guides and yourself, not that horrible voice within you, that monkey brain that tells you you're not good enough. No, You're motivated to be dynamic and you have loads of ideas. right? And when you have loads of ideas and you're excited about all those ideas, you can struggle to focus on any one of those ideas. And the 11 can struggle to be motivated to stay with one idea because they're excited. They want to go on to the next. And there's all these new other ideas that they want to channel and look into. So staying with one idea is not something that the 11 is going to be naturally motivated to achieve straight away. Without spiritual practice and focus, their ideas may struggle to grow legs. You can lose interest quickly. So it's important that you stay focused on your most important messages and ideas that can really bring good things to this world. And don't leave them struggling by the wayside. Focus on them and develop them. Use spiritual practice and focus and keep your interest strong. So to support your life path 3, use your motivation for spiritual practice, really, to help you focus your energy. So spiritual practice. Find your focus and use your spirituality to help you focus your energy, to help you stay with each of your creative messages or ideas long enough to manifest them, long enough to express them in reality, because you're here to express yourself creatively, not to just think about it or write it down and walk away, to actually be confident enough to express it. Now, this could be words, this could be creativity, this could be with your body, acting, dancing, sports, extreme sports, art, creativity, crafts, sculpture, whatever you can do to emotionally express yourself. Music as well. Don't know why I forget music. I keep forgetting music. Anything you use your body to express yourself. The 3 is all over that. So choose your medium, find your focus and find your creativity, because it is there whether you believe it or not. You must learn to be dynamic, because the 3 can feel underconfident and hide in the shadows and procrastinate and feel unable to get out there and take risks. So you've got to learn to be dynamic, take more risks, be confident to stand, to be the center of attention or in front of an audience or, in the limelight. So you're taking risks, people might not validate you at the end of the day, but, you're here to be dynamic and so, able to just express yourself emotionally and authentically without feeling that underconfidence and shyness. And, you're more able to take risks when you're feeling that confidence, but that's what you're working towards. So you need to be more dynamic, more confident, more risk taking. Be happy to stand, to be center of attention or stand in front of an audience. Your motivation again is going to be quite helpful here, because the 11 means that you want to be quite intense and dynamic. You're quite changeable. You're not about like staying in one place. So you're motivated to be changeable, intense and dynamic, and you're motivated to be noticed. So you're not going to worry so much about being the center of attention when you're motivated to be noticed. When you're strongly motivated, you want, doesn't mean you are, but you really want, and you're really driven to be that confident risk taker, happy to express to an audience and really pass on your message, to take dynamic risks and spread your message to your audience. So to support your life path 3, use your motivation to develop your spirituality again and your intuition, because this can aid you in taking those intuitive risks. Your intuition will tell you what's a good risk and what isn't. And having this intuitive voice that you listen to will help you to be confident enough to rely on that as a good source of evidence that you're doing the right thing, so that you're confident enough to express yourself, to inspire, inform and delight any group or audience. And you do that confidently because your intuition backs it up. That's the golden key for a life path, for a Soul Urge 11 to give to a life path 3. So it's important that you don't let that low confidence that's inherent in you as a 3 hold you back, and your intuition and your trust in it will support you to listen and be confident in what you do. Because if your intuition says it's good, then it's good, and you should trust that. And so you should trust that, because intuition is where the ultimate wisdom is. And of course, source energy. So you're here to learn to express your emotions positively. So you're here to be verbal, you're here to be creative and know it and really develop your creativity. And you're also here to be positive with your emotions, because the three struggles with their emotions. They can be extremely sensitive to criticism. Other people's emotions can be absorbed by a three, and that can trigger a three to match those emotions, causing the three to then express negative emotions, which, you know, the three can express negative emotion. They can be quite cutting. They can really pull people down. So they're here to learn to not do that and to express their emotions positively. So your life path needs you, your life path 3 needs you to learn to express your emotions more positively. Your motivation in the Master 11, so your drive in the Master 11-2 energy, means that you like to analyze and develop yourself. The 11s and 7s especially, and 1s, 7s, 11s are really into and love soul urge, 1s, 7s, 11s, by the way. They really love personal development, self-discovery. You know, they love to analyze themselves and develop themselves, so that, you know, for an 11, especially, they analyze and do self-development and love to do it because they want to pass it to others. So you love to analyze and do, and when you're a motivation 11, and develop yourself so that you can help others, so you can be sensitive to the needs, emotions, and of others, and heal them with the wisdom that you've learned, and heal them with the messages that you channel. Connect emotionally with those close or those in your team, you know, to use your emotions positively, to lift people up and bond with others, and try and get past your tendency to express your emotions negatively, either depressively or angrily, and or you know, just not in a positive way that lifts people up, often in a way that drops people down. But when you have a motivation like an 11, that helps you to be more healing towards others, and to want to lift people up, because you're a soul urge 11, you're here to heal. But sometimes criticism from others, because you're an emotional 3 and you absorb other people's emotions, it could cause either explosive emotions from you, or it could cause you to flee and hold your negative emotions inside to keep the peace. And that's never good, because you know, you can keep holding them emotions inside, but they will always explode outwards, because, you know, nothing's going to stay holding for long. You know, it's like a bottle which the gas gets more and more, and then the lid pops off. One day you'll really kick off because you haven't managed your emotions in a way that is positive. So support that life path 3 of yours. Use your emotion, use your motivation to analyze yourself, okay, to help you become more aware of your emotions and triggers. So when you become emotional, watch yourself. Think, what made that emotion happen? What was the lead up to that emotion? What triggered me there? You know, and how did I react to that? Start listening, watching yourself in your emotional reactions, and then think and analyze, why did I do that? What was the trigger? Because just by bringing yourself that awareness of your emotions is more than the first few steps in order to help you control and manage it. Not to hold it in, goodness no, to channel that emotion outwards in a more positive way, because it's so important that it comes out. But if we can get you to do it in a more positive way, then that is good for everyone, because no one wants to tangle with an upset 3. So support your life path 3. Use your motivation to analyze yourself, which is great because you've got a soul urge 11. So you're already motivated to analyze yourself and do a bit of self-discovery, and you use it to help others, but you can use it here to have awareness for yourself. Okay, think, you know, there's an emotion, let yourself go through it, then sit and think about it. What happened? How did it happen? What was the trigger? Do I have this before? Is it always in this situation? And start maybe writing down in a journal your ideas on this. Because again, awareness of your emotions and their triggers can help you to plan and so that you can look into it and think, well, next time, maybe I could do this instead. And then that might not get me so angry and upset. So you can start, you know, taking steps to healthy channeling of your emotions rather than negative channeling of your emotions. And it's awareness of yourself and the way you express your emotions that is going to be really key for you here. Analyze, allow yourself to react like you normally would. Feel the emotions you normally feel. then think, okay, why am I feeling like that? What was the lead up? What happened? What was the trigger and why? And think, how could, that be different? How could I have reacted different? Even just by having those thought processes, you are changing those triggers that are in your mind. It's like a form of NLP. It's like changing the triggers to something else, so that instead of going straight to kick off, it goes straight to, there's another emotion that I remember from last time. And I remember that the best thing to do when I feel like this is this. Then you're not pushing that emotion away. You're feeling it, you're acknowledging it, and you're channeling it in a positive way. Easy to say, not an easy job. And this is going to take you time to do. Do it one emotion at a time. Okay, take your time, and over time you will start to be able to understand and manage your emotions so that they're channeled in a more positive way. And let me know if I can help you with that. It's not an easy task, I know, because I've got 3 in my numbers as well, and I've had to do a lot of that myself. So you're also here to develop the habit of taking action and not like resting on your laurels and being apathetic and procrastinating. You're here to be a doer, to execute your creative, artistic ideas, your verbal ideas, your creative ideas. Act on them and execute them, because you can struggle with being unfocused and directionless and apathetic, procrastination, laziness, lack of focus, not knowing what you want to do, or not being, able to focus enough to bring it forward. So this tendency of a 3 not to act on what they need to act on means the 3 needs to learn to act in order to execute their ideas in reality. So it's a process from doing nothing to taking action. But your motivation in the Master 11 is a very, very powerful actor. They have the drive and motivation when you're a Soul Urge 11 to channel and manifest the new. Not only channel it, but to initiate it and act on it and get things done. The double 1 and the 1, they don't hang on their laurels. They get things done. They like to learn by experience. And that's what the double 1 is all about. Learning by experience, taking action, initiating, and expressing your message bravely. So it's not about resting on your laurels when you've got a soul urge in the 11. It's a very positive, very powerful soul urge. And at your most motivated, you desire to channel, you desire to then initiate and powerfully act to express and progress your ideas. So the 11 can really give you the motivation and the drive to take action. However, you can struggle to want to focus at times, because the 11 has the ability to focus, but they also like to look at the world around them as well. They like to look around as well as trying to focus. And it's, the 11 has to find an idea or a message that really grabs them to make them focus. So when they haven't channeled something that really grabs them and really tightens their focus, they can struggle to focus. And that lack of motivation, because you don't feel you've got the idea that pulls you in, can stop you staying with that idea long enough to execute it. But follow your intuition, because some ideas are going to be follow-upable and some not so much. So, spiritual practice, making sure that the ideas that you do channel down are manifested, and you don't throw good ideas to the side. Some of your ideas are going to be a bit dreamy and idealistic. A great many of them, you're motivated to connect with source energy, and that motivation will give you the ability to connect and draw ideas down from source energy. And then you'll have that energy then of initiation, so that you can take action and develop the habit of acting and not procrastinate and sat on your hands doing nothing without any focus or any direction. That's what you're working past. So more focus needed here, and spiritual practice can help that. You're here to learn to be social, talkative, the life of the party, the bringer of fun and positivity. What is that noise? Is that my cat? No. To be the real centre of attention, the social person, the bringer of fun and positivity, to network, to communicate, and to feel confident to do that. Well, of course, you're a life path 3, so that's going to be horrifying for you, and because you prefer to be quiet, sit in the background, and you often struggle to speak and feel underconfident. So to be asked to suddenly be the belle of the ball is something that would absolutely terrify the life out of some threes, but that is their purpose to work towards. And don't panic, because it's a lifelong journey and you've got a long life in order to make that happen, and no one's going to judge you whether you achieve it or not. Okay, so just work towards being more socially confident and more able to communicate authentically and positively your emotional message. But your motivation and drive in the Master 11 means that you are driven to express yourself. We already know that you really want to be on that stage or in that group telling people all about your ideas. You really want to be social, to bond with people, to create new connections and deepen them, to be empathetic, to be compassionate. But you do prefer more one-to-one and small group socializing. So it's always going to be on a smaller scale when it fits with your motivation. The noise and bustle of many people for a soul urge number 11, it can get a bit overwhelming, and they can prefer quieter. So they may choose to avoid large groups, large parties, or any venue with loads of people in, maybe preferring intimate social gatherings with familiar people. Now, they can still express themselves in this situation, but it would be a good idea for the 11 to really develop more towards being more social and more socially confident, because that's what's going to help the 3 to really express and progress. So your life path 3 needs you to use that motivation that you have, that drive that you have, to help you engage in all that personal development and spiritual practice that you need to be really engaging in. So it can help you to manage not only your sensitivity, but also trust that intuitive voice within you, which is going to be the basis of your confidence. This will allow you to develop your ability step by step to excel socially in larger groups. You know, this isn't going to be sudden, it's going to be step by step. And over time, you're going to get better and better at expressing yourself, communicating with others in larger groups, networking, grabbing opportunities as they come, and sharing your creativity confidently. So this is a lifelong path, and this is what you're working towards. Don't panic. It's not meant to be easy. It's meant to be a path of progress. You're here to be interdependent and not dependent. You know, a lot of threes can really like to be looked after and really love the idea of being dependent and not having anyone relying on them and having someone funding them so that they can be all unscheduled, uncommitted and creative and do their own thing. So your life path 3 needs you to learn to be more interdependent and try and step away from this irresponsible dependent side that you have, because you're here to give and receive in equal measure and not expect to be looked after at every turn. But your motivation in the Master 11 means that you're driven to be a giver, not a taker. You know, you're a server of others, and this drive to give is going to really help to balance your 3 tendency toward dependence, because you might be tendency to want to be looked after in the 3, your 11 motivation pushes you to look after other people. So, you know, you could find some balance there, and your spiritual practice too can help you understand the interconnected nature of this universe, that we're all here to help each other in equal measure. You know, it's not about one giving everything and another one taking everything. We're here to give and receive in equal measure and be interdependent. And 3s need to be less dependent and learn to be more interdependent. And, you know, the problem with independence as well for a 3 is, you know, first of all, their drive can make them go too far on one way and do too much for others. That's in the soul urge 11, because you want to heal everyone, and that could exhaust you first of all. But when you're functioning in the 3 energy, commitment and routine, they're kind of often in this paradigm anyway, are needed to help you make money in order to be independent. The 9 to 5 job, the getting up at a certain time, going somewhere and staying there until you're allowed to come home and getting money for that is what's going to help bring part of your independence, definitely financial independence. And this commitment and routine is not something 3s can do really well. And a soul urge 11 is not necessarily going to be motivated to commit to anything that doesn't, excite them in any way. So commitment and routine for independence is a little harder for a 3 to stick to because of their tendency to work inconsistently and want to work on their own time. 3s want a free schedule. They want to be the artisan that works when they want to work. So you can support your life path 3 first of all by taking flexible work. Ease yourself in, or you're an entrepreneur. You have the potential to be an entrepreneur as a 3. Start your own business, a creative business. Use your dynamic skills in order to be an entrepreneur. So you won't be tied to anyone's schedule or commitments but your own, and you'll be sharing your own creativity. But there has to be some way that the 3 can become more interdependent. And it's not necessarily from taking a scheduled job. You could run your own business. There's loads of options for the 3. You're driven in the Soul Urge 11 to understand spiritual truths, that we're all interconnected, that we must help each other in a balanced way with healthy boundaries, that it's not about the 3 just take and seeing what they can get. It's about giving and receiving. And, on the entrepreneurial ability of the 3 may be useful here to help the 3 gain that interdependence that they need to gain, so they're not taking from others. You're here to be very confident socially, to be opportunistic, to be able to network, make useful connections, meet new people, snap up opportunities as they come, and spread the word and progress your ideas and projects. You're here to express yourself, remember. So, use your expression in order to grab opportunities. Use your expression in order to network, to make useful connections, in order to spread your message even further. So your life path 3 needs you to spread the word, snap up opportunities and make useful connections to progress. Your motivation in the 11 provides you with the drive to build close social connections. And those close social connections often stimulate a certain amount of opportunities because you're good at bonding with others and they're more likely to share what they have with you as you share with them. You won't want to be as opportunistic when it comes to new connections because you prefer, large groups are not so much of something you're motivated to go anywhere near. And of course you can sometimes have fluctuating confidence, so you may choose to stay away from the larger groups still. You can build close connections in order to stimulate opportunities, but the 3 kind of needs you to meet new people. It needs you to come and bring about new opportunities and snap up opportunities that you don't have yet, which is something that the Soul Urge Master 11 might not want to do. They may want to do it depending on how strong they're feeling, or whether they found their mastery or found their passion or found their spiritual strength. But the large group thing is going to be a bit more difficult than the one-to-one thing. So support your life path 3 by, working hard to take steps past those fears. Talk to more new people. Start with one person, one at a time, once a week. It doesn't have to be a rush. Start working on how, to meet new people. Say hello to someone you don't know for one a week, and then maybe go to 2 a week, and take it up more and more until you're more and more confident to talk to people on a hello, nice to meet you kind of basis. So you can network with new people and spread that message even further. So support that life path 3 by pushing past them fears. Talk to as many new people as you can. Start slow as much as possible, but starting slowly. Develop those useful contacts bit by bit, no rush. Stimulate those opportunities, then slowly spread your message and so that you can emotionally inspire others. But you're going to do it one person at a time, one step at a time, to increase that social confidence and be able to express yourself to new people and snap up those opportunities like a true entrepreneur that you're here to be. You've got to take responsibility. A spontaneous 3 can sometimes do things without thinking. So the 3 has also got to learn to think before they act, listen to guidance, so that they're not so irresponsible, think before they act, and take responsibility for what they do when they do act. Okay, really important. So, the 3s can struggle with, listening to guidance. They can be quite dependent and irresponsible, sometimes quite teenage-like, even into their adulthood. and they need to be, need to think before they act and take responsibility for what they do. So your life path 3 needs you to learn to take responsibility and listen to guidance from people around you. So your motivation in the Master 11 means that you want to develop your spiritual talents. That's already a motivation that you already have. You're driven to learn to be intuitive, perceptive, and connected to source energy and your inner wisdom. That motivates you, that drives you. And, it's that wisdom that you could be sharing with others through your life path 3, because you've got so much wisdom there that you're motivated to draw down. Answering that motivation, of course, is what you need to do. But when you do, and you've got all that wisdom that you've learned and all that personal development and spiritual and self-discovery, you can then pass that on to others and use that to heal other people as much as it's healed you. So support that life path 3 by staying connected to source energy, using source wisdom to guide your action, thus ensuring that your creativity is never used for negative, nefarious purposes, because you're driven to be spiritual. Spirit will never lead you to nefarious, irresponsible action. But when you do make a mistake, take responsibility and learn from it. Life is all about learning, developing, getting things wrong, taking responsibility, and then putting it right. Okay, that's a major important part of anyone's life, but especially a 3. Now, I hope you found my video really useful today. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe and whack that bell icon, because I'm always uploading new stuff. And please like the video if you like the content, because that really helps me out. Now, I do readings, I teach numerology, I've got courses on Udemy. I love it when you chat to me. I love it when you ask me questions. You can also request videos. So to request a reading, contact me at katie@soulexplorer.net for the fastest response, or you can contact me on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, or Twitter. You can request videos to be done through the comments section of my videos, or you can send me direct messages. It's up to you. If you want to learn numerology, I've got one course already on Udemy, and I've got another course that is a week or 2 away from launch, and it is a big long course that will teach you all about numerology in detail, and at the end of it you'll be a confident numerology practitioner. It's going to be about 70 hours worth of learning, maybe even a bit more by the time I'm done, but it will really teach you how to read for other people if you want to be a numerologist too. So question me, talk to me, just chat to me, request videos. I love communicating with you guys. And if you want a reading, email me or contact me on social media. But as ever, I want you guys to trust the soul within you, because only you know, and your intuition knows what is best for you.